Right, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel and this week's video. Today marks 12 weeks out of my first bodybuilding show and we've had some drastic changes to the plan. Cardio up to 40 minutes from 35 and level 9 instead of level 8. So we're ramping up the output. 20 minutes post-workout stays the same. I'll now show you some of my check-in photos from Saturday. I'm liking the spot that I'm in. The waist is coming in. Upper body's quite lean now. Legs were lean from the get-go. I don't tend to hold too much fat in my quads especially, but my hamstrings are starting to come in now as well. My back's looking nice and lean. Just that last little bit of my lower back and mainly my glutes that need to drop some of that stubborn fat off before I can start to look anywhere near ready. Calories have dropped again. I'm running one of my base diet and then the other 6 days of the week are low days, with the exception of possibly Thursday where I'm having my second check-in, so like a midweek check-in where I check in with Brad to see how things are moving now that we're getting into the deeper end and the finer details become more important in this prep. So depending on the look, depending on how things are moving, that may change, but as of now that's how it stands. 6 days low and then Saturday is a base diet day. So what I will do is I'll make a full day of eating video for you this week and take you through everything that is included in my new diet. There's been some significant changes, I'll tell you that. The most notable being egg whites in for mince in my first meal of the day. So it's 200 grams of egg whites, 2 whole eggs and 60 grams of oats. I'll show you that specifically tomorrow morning where I talk through my leg day that I did today, but I'm absolutely battered, so I'm not going to talk too much about that as I'm struggling with any cognitive abilities at the moment. I'm sure you will understand. Steps still at 12,000 a day, but apart from the steps, everything else has changed. Obviously Saturday was my rest day. Today I trained quads. Absolutely insane session. I've made some changes which I'll talk more upon tomorrow, but that is going to end it for today and I will catch you all tomorrow. Okay, so we are in the car again. That only means one thing. It's another errands cameo. That means we've got our meal prep, we've got my Tupperware, we've got my jasmine rice, which I'm going to put at the bottom as it will be the first to lose its heat. Make sure to scrape the remnants out. I'll save you the sound. And then, of course, my chicken and green beans. No almond butter in this meal anymore. That's one of the big changes. My fats are down a lot. I'm not having any almond butter anymore. Only on my base day, which is once a week, and then even so that's on Saturday, and that might even go by the time we get to our next check-in. We've got 50 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 220 grams of cooked weight chicken breast, and 100 grams of green beans. Right, so that is the meal. Hopefully you can see that without me tipping it out. And I'm gonna get this down me while I'm waiting for my dad, and then I will catch you all in the next bit. Okay, right, I'm just about to make my pre-workout to go and train arms, but what I forgot is that I hadn't taken you through Sunday's quad workout, so here will be some of my clips from the workout. What I'll do is I'll put it as a montage. Leg extensions, hack squat instead of barbell squat as my first, and then obviously hack squat's meant to follow, but instead we did pendulum. My first time using this, felt great. I'm gonna keep it in, but I slightly overshot the top set and only got 5 on 1, so I'm gonna drop it half a plate and then get closer to that 8 to 10 mark. And then leg press and adductors. Leg extensions, my heaviest ever, I did 90 kilos. I got 13 reps, quite good. I'm aiming for 15 instead of 20 now, like I mentioned last week. Hack squat, I got +4 from last week. I did 11 and 1, so 12 reps total with 1 assisted. That's 4 reps more than last week. Obviously bringing it forward is going to help, so I'm going to get some more weight on that next week. Go 6.5 instead of 6.25. Pendulum, like I said, 5 and 1. I'm going to get half plate less. And then leg press, I progressed on that as well. I can't remember off the top of my head what I got. I think it was 12 or 13 reps, which is ballpark where I want to be, so I'm going to up it a little bit next week. And then obviously my back off 30 rep rest pause, which I did in 3 stages this week, so I'm definitely going to make that a bit heavier next week as well. Adductors, extra rep. Obviously I'll be showing you some of my pump shots as well, and I'm gonna take you through my pre-workout quickly, and intro of course as well. We've got 10 grams of EAAs, 5 grams of creatine, and 5 grams of electrolytes, as well as my pre-workout being 20 grams of Alpha Pre and 15 grams of Vascumax, which is my favorite pump product. I'm also going to have an extra 3 grams of electrolytes pre, so I'm going to have that now before I leave, drink my pre when I get near to the gym, and then obviously my intra during. Reason being, had 5 grams of this before my cardio, and then I did the 3 grams pre-workout yesterday in my pre-workout, and it just made the pre-workout taste horrible. So I'm gonna take it now as like a saltwater shake, back it off, and then get to the gym. That is everything. I'll take you through shoulders, how shoulders went yesterday when I'm back, just so I'm not overloading you with loads of things all in one clip. So I'll catch you a bit later on. Right, so we are obviously back from arms. I'm just having one of my jellies to pass the time between my meals. I've had my post-workout meal, and I'm just trying to push back that next meal. I'm used to eating every 2 hours, but obviously I'm gonna run out of meals, so I'm trying to make them stretch for about 3 hours at the moment. On the screen, firstly, you'll see a compilation of my shoulder workout. Delts went really well. I switched out dumbbell for that Atlantis, which is very heavy, unexpectedly so, and I got 6 reps, so I'll probably dial back set 4 or 5 just to go fresher into that final set, and I should progress to the 7-8 mark. Prime press, got an extra rep on last week, which is great. 110 kilos, moving nicely. Strength is still holding on, staying loyal, staying true, which means we're more likely to hold on to the muscle tissue, which is great. The pump was insane yesterday, as you would have seen from the compilation where I do some flexing before my lateral raise sets. I see lateral front raise not really tracking the progression on that. If anything, I went a bit lighter this week just to really get the contracting, and it paid off in my pump, so very happy with that. Progressed the rear delt flyer rep, progressed the pull down a rep as well, so still progressing without sacrificing form and execution, so it's still in a good spot. But in saying that, today I felt like death. I was so empty, so lethargic. I was in the gym and I just felt so like weary, and was kind of dragging my feet along while getting to the gym, but everything felt like it took a lot more effort than usual. It felt like it took its toll on me a lot more than usual, but I still progressed, I think, every movement, but maybe one of my biceps, one of my triceps, which is pretty juxtaposing. Like, I felt worse but trained better. That just shows it's a mind over matter sometimes, and we got it done. Hamstrings went really well, progressed on all 3 movements, which, what more can you ask for? So I'm gonna get this down me, probably eat my other one as well straight after, and then I will be eating my last 2 meals, calling it a day, ready for tomorrow, and I'll catch you then. Okay, right, what is going on, people? Today is Wednesday. The reason that I'm topless is I've just got out of the shower, just got back from my morning fasted cardio, still doing, of course, the 40 minutes on level 9 on Stairmaster. Just come back, I've had meal 1, filmed that for my full day of eating, which would have already been uploaded the Saturday prior to this, so if you haven't already checked it out, go check it out. My 2200 calorie full day of eating, 12 weeks out of my first ever bodybuilding show. I'll already be showing you my post cardio posing rounds, where I got in my trunks and did a few rounds of posing, looking leaner and leaner every time we do this. I was very flat today, especially from the back and through the chest. You'll see from like my front lat spread and my side chest, my chest doesn't have its usual pop, and then I look a bit thin from through the back, which is mostly due to how the downlighting works. When you come in the shadow, you lose your definition and makes you look flatter, but I was noticeably flatter anyway, which is of course part and parcel of dieting, of prepping for a bodybuilding show, so can't really complain, just happy with the new lines and definition. My glutes are starting to box off now, we're starting to get the outline of the glutes, which is obviously what we're pushing for. Everything else is coming in relatively nicely, it's just my glutes are that sticking point that are the last too thin out to diet down to get leaner. Good sign, means everything's on track now, and I'm going to spend the rest of my rest day filming my full day of eating for you, of course, and try not to starve to death. I'm going to go back soon to the gym and do my second round of cardio. Of course, I'm not training, so I'll just do my cardio in place of the training window just before my second meal, come back and eat my second meal, and then that's that for the day. Just go out and finish my steps at some point, spread it out nicely throughout the day just to keep that constant output and keep the metabolism firing constantly, help digest the food better and therefore burn through it even better and get leaner even better. Yeah, that is that, and I will catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow is back day. I'm looking forward to it. Always looking forward to getting back to the gym after a day off. I got my first midweek check-in with Brad, so hopefully he likes what he sees. Hopefully he gives me some more food because I'm absolutely starving. But all jokes aside, hopefully he's happy with how we're looking, and we'll just keep cracking on and keep working hard. So what I'll do is I won't show you the photos, as I've already shown you my checking photos from the beginning of the week. I'll just let you know what's been said and if there's any changes that have been made post check-in. But that is that, and I'll catch you a bit later on. Right, so we are back from the gym. Today's Friday. First, I'm going to take you through yesterday, so Thursday's back workout. I'll leave a little compilation montage of the exercises on the screen for you here. Everything is there apart from pull-ups. So we did pull-ups. I got, I think, 2 extra reps on my first set, and then the other ones on match. Deadlift, I got 3 reps again. So strength is still maintaining. They felt hard, but not hard as in edging on dangerous, none of that. I'll drop deadlifts out as soon as that happens, if it does happen at all. That single arm row is my favourite exercise at the moment. Is absolutely amazing. I'm sure, but once I get back into a growing phase, keeping that in, I'm really going to see some development in my lower lats. And then my second row movement was that single arm prime extreme row. I set it up as if I was doing a dumbbell row, just to work that mid back and mid lats. And then my last row being more of an upper back focus row, so the upper lat, the rhomboids, the lower traps, that sort of area of the back. Keep my elbows slightly tucked as to minimise recruitment of the rear delts, while trying to keep as much tension as possible inside my back. So like I said, the upper lats, the rhomboids and the lower traps, as opposed to outside of my back being the rear delts. And then lastly, pull downs. Get some work in that movement plane that really works well for the lats. So the pull down, I did a muscle round 6x6. The Panata machine kind of comes outwards, slightly diverges. I wouldn't say it diverges as much as it is angled outwards, as opposed to starting inwards and coming outwards as a diverge would do. It is just angled outwards. So I just twist my body to align it with the machine and do it that way. Also, I would have shown you at the end of that montage my pump shots. Very happy with how things are moving. That front double is probably the best front double I've ever hit. So it's safe to say my physique is close to being the best it has ever been right now. I also leave my my favourite check-in photo, which was a front lat spread. My quads were on point. Like I mentioned yesterday, my glutes are a little bit leaner. You can see the outline a bit better, but there's still a lot more to come off. So there's still a lot more work to be done. As much as I'm looking the best I have, there is a lot more room to go until I'm looking even better or good enough to be stage ready. That was that. Today we trained chest. I'll show you another compilation of my clips, but we'll cut to that now as I filmed it properly today, and I'll catch you when we're back. Okay, so you would have seen the clips. Chest went really, really well. The pump was insane. 2 days this week, both my pushing days. So my shoulders, my delt workout and my chest have been the ones where I felt the pump the most. Legs, obviously, I connect with well, so that was a good pump, but nothing out of the ordinary. Same with back, I connect quite well, but nothing out of the ordinary. Arms, I had a nice pump, but I felt like crap. So that flatness mentally led to less of a pump. Really focusing on controlling the change of directions in my pec deck. The last couple of weeks, I'll be honest with myself, I didn't pause, but I didn't like bounce out the hole, but I didn't take the time just to pause in that length and range just to minimize momentum, as to try and keep my strength, as I was scared to lose it, if I'm being honest, especially with chest being a point that I want to improve and have wanted to improve. I believe I have done so, that's for sure, but knowing the science behind pressing movements being the first of your body parts to go, I was kind of scared to lose that. So today I just said to myself, right, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to train properly. If I lose reps, it's time to drop back the weight. That being said, the weight, I matched my reps even with the better performance and execution. Like I've mentioned plenty of times in these vlogs, especially in the beginning phases of prep, it is more mind over matter. In the later stages of prep, it is definitely matter over anything. It is just a matter of fact you're going to get weaker. Prime press, for some reason, my strength just went through the roof. I hit I think it's 140.6 kilos, the weight setting. I hit that for 7 last week, and today I got 9 and 1. So 9 with 1 assisted rep, as you would have seen from the montage, that last assisted rep, which is crazy, but that kind of hit me into a brick wall because the next exercise, the Smith press, I had to wait a little bit for it because someone was doing about 5 exercises on it, and by then I kind of like lost my rhythm slightly, but I lost a rep on my top set, went down to 3, and as you would have seen from the montage, that last rep just didn't want to go. I tried, I persevered, but it's not worth breaking form and risking injury, especially at this point in my training. Diet and deficit, less stable brace, even on a Smith machine. So definitely going to drop that to 90 and get some reps, because 80 was a smooth, easy 6. So to get that 6 to 8, I think 90 is definitely going to be more reasonable for me. Then we moved on to the decline Panel, which is insane machine. I love it. Max reps on there. Someone walked in front of the camera just on my last like partial grinder reps as I pushed a couple out at the end, so you wouldn't have been able to see that, but that's how it happened. I dropped to 120 and pushed out another 5 reps afterwards, but that is getting rid of after this because it kind of just felt like junk reps today. Like my body was just gone. I was just pushing for the sake of pushing, not contracting with my chest. And then I know a fourth pressing exercise, it was this concentric tempo on the prime press, so tucked in, really focus on scooping upwards and contracting in the chest, mainly the upper chest, although it is a flat press, so you kind of have to do what you can with it. But it's just the best machine to set up to do what I want to do. Really think about pushing in against the machine. Obviously the machine goes in one movement pattern, it has its designated pathway and you can't choose this, but to get more chest you want to push in and really contract the pecs isometrically before you've pressed, just to get that better mind muscle connection. And I'm using the concentric tempo to really feel through that, to increase the time and the tension, keep the tension constant and not let it slip off. Since Brad added this in towards the last third of my off season, I'd say definitely the back end of my off season, it's been insane. It's been a game changer, not just for that exercise in the development of my chest, but teaching a more purposeful contraction, because there's no better way to do so, to feel how the chest should feel in each part of the movement, than to slowly push through and really emphasize that squeeze on an exercise like I just mentioned. 3 to 4 second concentric as well as a 3 to 4 second negative, not spending any time changing direction, just keeping that constant. It translates well into the other exercises as a result, so I definitely attribute some of my chest gains to that. Before we end the video here, a couple of my post chest pump shots. Front lat spread, whoa, I really like the look of that. And there was another one that I liked of these photos, most muscular with the leg out. I'll just quickly show you. I've had a shave, so everything, I'm very white, so I don't know if it'll receive well on the footage, but the quads are coming in nicely. We're getting relatively lean through the quads now, so, and the delt striation on that trailing delt was definitely something that got me excited. So tomorrow, obviously Saturday, we're going to check in and that'll start the 11 weeks out vlog. I'm very excited to see what Brad has to say now. Obviously we checked in midweek to see that things are going in the right direction, just to check that we're going at the right tempo, but the big changes are what are going to happen at the weekend, if any at all, as obviously I'm starting to snowball now, so it's quite good. That is obviously going to end the video for this week. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a comment down below some of the other stuff you want to see from my vlogs or my complimentary videos that I've been doing. Obviously, like I mentioned on Wednesday, I already have my 2200 calorie full day of eating live, and the week before that was how I've been maximizing and really transformed my arm training, which is a very important watch for you to see what things you can do to improve your arm training, as it is something that's helped me go from someone with very lagging arms to someone whose arms have definitely made huge improvements over this off season. I heard someone say this and it kind of rings true. You want to listen to someone, it's not always the most beneficial to listen to someone who has genetically gifted body part and how they grow it, because it just grows because they have a genetic propensity for that to grow, whereas someone who's was lagging has really had to focus on their training and the niche aspects, how they have managed to add those things and grow a body part that isn't as genetically bigger and more susceptible to growth. That sort of information is going to be most beneficial to you when you want to build a certain body part. But enough waffling, I'm going to start this edit and eat my final meal of the day, and I'll catch you tomorrow for me, but next week for you.